How's it going? Welcome to Chats with Spencer. My guest this week is video game cover band Lame Genie. If you watch any of the videos and listen to the covers, you can tell that they're so passionate about music as well as video games. I had a great time talking with the band, shared a lot of laughs. I do apologize that there was a connection issue on the day of recording, which led to lag spikes, which I had to edit out as best as I could. So I apologize if there are any jumpy spots. Regardless, it was a really fun interview. So sit back and enjoy my interview with Lame Genie. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's pretty cool to have you here. How are you doing today?
Great.
Doing wonderful.
Great.
Doing pretty awesome.
Just had a bomb recording session. Then we hopped on the sweet interview. So yeah, we're doing great.
So if anybody unaware of the story behind Lame Genie, they started out, I guess, 8 years ago now, and when, Jeff wanted to cover Alley Cat Blues from Turtles in Time, and Mike knew Kyle, and that's kind of how it all started, and the rest is kind of history. But I'm just wondering, can you just tell us about before the band, maybe like growing up, how you discovered music, what kind of kid you were, and like that kind of thing, like just like a brief overview.
I got into music when I was in 6th grade. I had a friend who played guitar, and I thought it was just wicked cool. I just wish I could do that. And I went through a phase where I really wanted to play for like a couple months. And as a kid, you go through a bunch of phases. So I talked about guitar for like a couple months. Then I stopped for like half a year. I completely lost interest. And then on my birthday, my parents got me a guitar. And I was like, oh, I completely forgot that I wanted to do this. Well, I guess I got to play now. So
what kind of guitar was it? Do you remember?
It was a Vantage Stratocaster.
Oh, sick.
Oh, yeah. So I started learning. I didn't know that certain things were possible. Like, I didn't know that you could alternate pick. I just thought every guitar player was insane how they played. I first learned naturally Blink-182 songs and like 311 songs. And then
wonder why you didn't have any friends.
Yeah. And then I discovered Metallica, and then I hated anything else because
That's me too.
Yeah, I feel like that's the gateway drug to a lot of kids playing guitar, or at least like old ass boomer kids like me. So, yeah, like from there it was just I got super into metal and just started to that, and eventually I learned about the mini bosses through a friend of mine, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever. And I realized after a while that all I was listening to was like video game music that was, just redone by bands. And similar to my interest in guitar, I kind of lost interest in the whole doing video game songs thing until like 3 years later. I did the Alley Cat Blues, made the band.
It's funny, if we only started back when we all heard mini buses,
Yeah.
we'd be way further than we are now.
Yeah, I would get like 20 views on YouTube and not 6.
For me, I was a huge athlete as a kid, so I played baseball, basketball, and soccer like my whole life. And I got really into skateboarding probably around 5th grade. So from 5th grade up until freshman year in high school, I would skateboard like constantly. I just made the freshman baseball team. I was going to be the starting catcher. And then smart me, like the day after, I went to a skate park with my friend and broke my foot. So I couldn't play baseball anymore. And my brother had a guitar like in the house because my dad played. So my dad bought my older brother a guitar because he took interest in it and I never did. So I just picked up my brother's guitar and I started playing that. And it was like, I think I played all through junior year in college. I think I picked up drums. Right, Mike? You know my timeline better than I do.
No, I don't. I wasn't there for like 3 years of it.
Yeah, so I played guitar from like, and just the same story as Jeff, where I learned pop punk songs and I found metal because I played guitar. I found metal more when I was just an athlete, which is weird. But then I started playing drums like in college because every band had a guitar player, but no band had drummers. And then from there, I just been playing drums, and I started recording my band because my dad had this digital recorder that at the time was so new, and no one had digital recording devices at that point. Back in like 2000, I don't know, 7 or something. So I started back then, and that's been more between drums and playing live music. I think recording has been like a huge part of my life too. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If I never broke my foot, I probably would have been a very unsuccessful college baseball player. But because I did break my foot, now I'm an unsuccessful YouTube musician. So
I mean, if you're a baseball player, at least you need 7 figures.
Yeah, it was fate, like Lost.
just like Lost, dude. Desmond, Penny.
Me, I had like 2 really tight high school friends, and I think we all decided we were gonna make a band when we were like 15 or so. So 2 of them, the 2 other guys got guitars, and I got a bass. I think, let's see, it was me, Rob from 14 Foot 1. So we kind of like went on to do stuff with his guitar. But after that little stupid idea that we had fizzled out, I kind of started like jamming with literally anyone like that would just meet in college. If anyone would play something, I'd say, hey, come to my basement. Let's try to figure something out. I was really into Slipknot at the time, but I couldn't play that fast. So I would just do whatever we were doing back then. I think it was pop punk, mostly pop punk.
Everyone does pop punk because it's easy.
It is. And then eventually it just kind of evolved over the years. I went from doing like metal with Kyle, from doing hardcore, from doing more, not really pop punk anymore, but like power pop, I guess. I don't know, some subgenre. So we just kind of kept on, I kind of just kept on doing that for probably like 7 years or so.
We all kind of were in the local music scene for a long time before we started this band.
Yeah. I liked pushing music. I liked performing. That was the thing that I would do besides working.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually I heard Jeff's cover of Alley Cat Blues. I asked him to do Coolix from Super Mario RPG. He like did it the next day.
The end?
The end.
How exactly did you get into the video games? Can you remember maybe like the first system you bought and the first game you played?
Mine was definitely my brother had a Nintendo, my older brother, and the first game I ever played was Mario, and I remember just waiting for the timeout song to start because it was like, and I thought that was wicked. But I think like I played all Mega Mans when I was a kid, like religiously Mega Mans. But I think one of the turning points in my video game love, and I remember this very specifically, was my brother's birthday party. Right?
Mm-hmm.
This kid comes. His name's Willman. This random kid shows up to the birthday party. My brother knew from school. Comes in, turns on Mega Man 3, and he goes, watch this. He these buttons on the second player controller. All of a sudden, Mega Man was jumping super high. Mega Man could fall into cliffs and not die. It was a code.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Mega Man 3?
Dude, it blew my mind, and I was like so floored. And this kid, without me doing the cheat, this kid could just beat every game, and he was like insane. But that Mega Man 3 cheat, I think that single-handedly changed the course of my life. I'm not even joking. Between gaming and I think that subconsciously you want to be a programmer just because of all those little extra things in the game. But for me, absolutely, it was that Mega Man 3 moment was
that moment in time.
Willman killed it, dude.
Mine is hard for me to find the origin because apparently, well, I guess this would be it. But apparently, I beat the first Mario before I could speak sentences. Like, and they're like, yeah, you were 1. I'm like, I couldn't have been 1, so I'll give it 2. Because this is too ridiculous. Because I've met 1-year-olds.
Yeah,
they're not.
They can't play Mario.
Yeah, they can't even fit shapes into the holes.
Dude, Mario's even tough for me to beat nowadays.
Me too.
Yeah.
Any game that was hard when I was a kid is impossible now for me.
Actually, my first stream was amazing because I got to the final boss on Contra, died during the final boss.
You never died during the final boss?
Got to the final boss in Mario 2, died during Warp. In my first stream, I just fucking got to the end and died.
Dude, it's just the moment you're born, you're in constant cognitive decline.
What's your earliest memory of video games?
Well, there's like an old home video of people in the family playing, what is it, Mario 2. I think I'm either like 2 or 3 years old. Didn't really do anything with it. I guess One thing that I used to do was I loved Punch Out way back when.
Mm.
I couldn't play it because I was like stupid and young. But I
You
guess
weren't
whenever
like Jeff over here.
I guess whenever my dad would get to Don Flamenco, I would do the Don Flamenco dance, and it was probably pretty cute.
It's probably cute.
So that would be like the earliest thing. Besides that, getting like Super Mario World, getting Super Nintendo, that was a pretty big thing, you know.
Yeah.
It's a great system. It really.
I felt that way about
Yeah.
Sega when I got Sega, man, and I played Mortal Kombat for the first time
With
Oh,
blood.
with blood.
Mm.
It's all that blast process.
Damn.
Abacab.
That was a good time. We used to have this joystick Sega controller, and it felt like the arcade, but it didn't. But me and my brother tricked ourselves into thinking it did. So if you wanted Mortal, you got to use the joystick. Like that was like the reward. And we put it on like top of a trash can in our room. We used to play it. It was awesome.
Dude, that's another one that I was sick at when I was younger,
too,
but it's
yeah.
hard.
I'm really good at 3. I'm really good at Mortal 3.
Yeah, I'm good with Sub-Zero's combos. And
Yeah. I like that was my favorite one.
I just
Tangents, wicked tangents.
I
dude.
remember freeze them, run towards them. Then no.
High punch,
No,
high
no,
punch, low kick, back high kick.
Yes.
Yeah.
YYBA
I
X
know,
back
I
X.
know. Such nerds, dude.
It's pathetic. I'm gonna go kill myself.
Is there one song from just like growing up that's like you have like a really vivid memory of it? Maybe it's like a music that your parents played, or just like maybe a song you heard on the radio or something like that.
I have so many of these.
Hold on, one more time. It was one song that was played when we were younger.
Just something like you just like have a very vivid memory of it.
Dude, I remember my parents used to listen to that song "Hungry Eyes," and that
How does it go?
"Hungry Eyes."
Yeah, that definitely was in a movie or something.
I didn't know what it meant. I just imagined these fucking monsters that are just eyeballs just eating people. I didn't know it was a love song.
Terrified you as a kid.
Yeah, I was like, I used to wonder why anybody would listen to that. Yeah, so that was the beginning of my musical adventure.
Hungry Eyes, terror. That happened every time it came on the radio.
What was the question again? Sorry.
It was,
Just a song that like resonates with you that you have like a vivid memory of from your childhood.
oh, a song that resonates with us.
Yeah.
A song that
A song like a memory that you have that it's like a vivid memory. A song that resonates with you.
Yeah, because that was a vivid memory, but I can think of one that resonates better.
I'm trying to think of there's so many that between my brother's like a nostalgia king, so it happens so often that he'll send me a YouTube link of something so stupid. Like even on, for example, like on this past Halloween, there were these little cartoons that we used to watch at a neighbor's house on Halloween. Everyone watched the same. And I'm trying to think what it was, but he had it on the other day, right before Halloween. The other day, dude. That was like 3 months ago. No, but he had it on before Halloween, and I could recite the whole freaking thing, and I haven't seen it in 30 years. I forgot what it was called. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'd probably go with Snake Man from Mega Man 3. That was like the first. That was probably the first song where I was really like, video game music is the thing that I just love. Like I could listen to just Midi's albums.
Yeah,
pretty much those Mega Man games.
I honestly think Mega Man 3 was probably one of the.
Yeah,
was probably like as far as like music goes and games go. I think that was like one of my favorite things that I've ever experienced.
Yeah, honestly, if like songs that resonated with me besides "Hungry Eyes," I would say like Mega Man 3.
Yeah,
like that soundtrack has probably stuck with me more than most regular songs.
I know people like 2, and 2 is like everyone loves Mega Man 2, the soundtrack and whatever. But 3 for me was like I think it's just far superior.
And no one likes 4.
I don't even think it's close. The Mega Man 2 and 3 soundtrack. I think 3 is just 1,000 times better.
Dude, like going through bands, just bands that I've been in when I was younger, I pitched the idea of opening the set with the Mega Man 3 intro for like 5 different bands, and they all said it was stupid.
Well, it is.
Who's laughing now?
It is stupid.
Ha,
Should have said a specific name.
Steve.
Yeah.
I've heard in many interviews you guys always talk about Taco Bell, and I myself am a Taco Bell enthusiast, though I feel like Canadian Taco Bell is worse than American Taco Bell, but that's a topic for another day.
Yeah.
So just tell me, is it the amazing value? Is it the authentic taste of Mexico that really draws you to Taco Bell? Let me know.
just late night eating.
Yeah.
Like after shows, we would always
Okay.
hit up Taco Bell. Taco Bell is just like the quintessential drunk food.
Yeah.
Besides, like,
Yeah. The less than dollar menu.
yeah, that too.
I have fond memories, probably for the past 15 years of playing local shows. Maybe I would. That's fair. 12, 15 years, maybe 10. Of playing a show, getting home wicked late because we headlined and that was the worst slot. And then you go to Taco Bell, you get like way too much food. I come home, everyone in my house is sleeping. I put on the same YouTube episode of a Silent Hill playthrough from Far From Subtle, which on YouTube. I watched the same exact one for the past 10 years or whatever. Eat Taco Bell, and it's like there's something to talk.
I just realized
It's a safe
something.
place.
I realized something really funny. So I quit drinking 2 years ago, and since then, the only Taco Bell I've had is from people who want to eat Taco Bell with us.
Maybe it's the
I have no
drink,
interest in Taco Bell.
like the alcohol and the Taco Bell.
Yeah.
They did something in those tacos, man, that makes you want it when you're drunk. I don't know what it
It
is. They're geniuses over there at Taco Bell.
If you guys could play another instrument, what instrument would that be?
Piano, 100%.
Yeah, I would too. It's just so versatile. and you can
Yeah,
use
especially
any-
in digital recording now, where if you can play piano, you can play almost any instrument
Mhm.
because of virtual instruments and stuff like that. I wish that I learned piano as a kid.
Piano also, it's everything that they've said and then
Yeah.
some.
or jaw harp. Pretty cool.
So you could be a southern washboard,
Watchboard.
jug.
Yeah, I learned the jug. Do a nice hoedown.
So if you guys could visit any time period in the past, what time period would it be?
Probably mid 80s, because it seems like you could do whatever the fuck you wanted.
I was just gonna say that. I was too young to enjoy the 80s, so I agree. 80s. Actually, you know what? I wish I could go to 90s, man. 90s were the best.
Yeah, I'd probably say the 90s too.
Yeah, I mean, granted, you could go back to any era of anything and see anything being born. Yet, I would choose to go back to the 90s
Dude, I'd probably go back to
for the Pizza Hut, the grunge,
the video
the
games.
video games. 90s, dude.
Yeah, but
90s are freaking awesome.
like if you keep going back, it gets less and less inviting.
It does.
So
Yeah, true.
unless there's a time period where
The
time period where we were actually super evolved and had all this stuff before an asteroid. or
Yeah,
something
so
like
so
that.
if I could visit a time period but bring things with me,
Mhm.
that's a different question altogether.
Well, I'm thinking, what if in like 20,000 BC we actually had a really futuristic society
And it could all taken out.
and it got taken out?
We just had no idea.
Yeah, we had no idea. Like it looked like Neon Knight Riders.
Chrono Trigger over here.
Yeah.
So these questions I'm just gonna do. They're a little less in depth. So just it might be kind of hard if I get delayed, but just let me know if I need to repeat myself.
Rapid fire.
Okay.
So your favorite sports team?
Chicago Bears.
No sports. I don't watch any sports.
The Yankees, because everyone around here bitches about the Yankees.
So you like them?
So I
I
like 'em.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Dogs.
Fall or spring?
Ball.
Spring.
Spring.
Skittles or M&Ms?
Skittles.
M&Ms.
M&M's.
One of your favorite movies?
Rambo. First Blood.
Friday the 13th.
Nice.
Part.
Oh, this is gonna be controversial.
Yeah.
No matter what you say,
No
people are
matter
gonna-
what. No matter what. Jason Goes to Hell, because everyone hates it.
No. The Burbs with Tom Hanks and Corey Feldman.
Adventurous or relaxing vacation?
Relaxing.
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 If your next meal could be anything in the world, what would it be?
Sushi.
Tacos.
Sheets.
Sheets, dude. Yes. Yes. Sheets.
When you were growing up, what did you want to be?
Probably a rock star, to be honest.
I think I said doctor, but that's what every kid says.
My little brother used to say you want to be a naked mountain climber.
No, the first funny thing I
So
said.
specific. So specific.
The first funny thing I said when I was in kindergarten, what I wanted to be was a motorcycle driver.
There you go.
Turns out that's not a job.
I know. Dude, I probably did too. I used to always say that.
That's a great job, dude.
What's your go-to Snack at a convenience store.
It's a good intro.
Sheets, dude.
What do you say?
Favorite snack at a convenience store.
Favorite snack? Chex Mix, the turtle kind. Turtle Chex.
Definitely the sour cream and cheddar Ruffles.
Wait, do roller hot dogs count?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would go cheeseburger hot dog.
Oh God.
That's the worst thing about COVID. We're never seeing that again.
No, but
This one might be a bit tough, but each of you give me your top 3 video game soundtracks.
Mega Man 3.
Okay. Should we all do Mega Man 3? 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm doing Mega Man 3.
I'm not doing Mega Man 3.
Okay. All right, you can go first, Jeff.
All right, Mega Man 3, Chrono Trigger, and Turtles in Time.
Mega Man 3, Maniac Mansion, and go ahead, you can pick.
Mega Man 4, The Messenger. Rocket Knight Adventure.
I'll add Shovel Knight to my list.
All right, this one is what was an amazing game that had a horrible soundtrack?
Oh,
That's a good question.
that's a really good question.
Dude.
Um,
A lot of times that makes it hard to even play the game because it's
That's true.
that's a wicked teaser. Let me look at my collection.
And that was Wicked Good Games that have a bad soundtrack.
yeah.
Honestly, I don't really like the soundtrack too much. Like maybe like 1 or 2 songs, but the soundtrack to Super Mario 3 I thought was pretty. What do you mean? Tell me any song.
I think you misunderstood the question.
I probably did. What was it again?
That soundtrack's
Good-
great.
It's so.
Okay.
Oh, I got it. Hey, Star Tropics 2, Zoda's Revenge. I do not like the soundtrack to Star Tropics 2. I think it is weak compared to Star Tropics 1.
Really?
There's only 2 good songs. 2 good songs in the whole thing. The rest of it's lame.
This is a really hard question.
It's a good one, though. I think it's a really good one.
Because like good games usually have good soundtracks.
Not necessarily.
I can't think of one. God damn it.
Cheetah
How about
Man 2.
recent? Recent.
Recent games? Well, now I just listen to other songs
Yeah,
when I'm
that's
playing
true.
games. Like
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls, I've just been listening to other stuff.
It's always Dark Souls, dude. Everything always comes back to Dark Souls.
Fine. I'll just go with Dark Souls just because
Okay.
I like the soundtrack, but the songs are so hard to learn because they're all chromatic and weird.
Oh, okay.
Leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
I'll probably change
good.
mine. I had enough time to. I remember this game Trog that I used to love. It might not hold up, but I remember it had a really bad soundtrack.
Karnoff, too. Karnoff soundtracks.
Top 3 video games of all time, just pure enjoyment.
Yep.
Enjoyment. So
Yeah.
not Dark Souls.
No.
um, I
I would still put it in the list.
mine's pretty generic. I would just go with Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy VII, Turtles in Time again.
Hollow Knight. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Ooh, that's a nice choice.
Like I'm on the edge of being like Twisted Metal 2, because I played that game for like fucking 4 years straight.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I had a PlayStation.
4 players, baby.
No, it wasn't. I don't think that one was.
It was.
Mine is definitely Mega Man 3.
Zombie Day My Name.
Yep, that's a good video. Mega Man 3, Dark Souls has to be because there's a couple games I always come back to, and Dark Souls is always one of them.
Oh, me too. But I'm just
From enjoyment purposes.
hopelessly addicted
Me3.
to it.
And then I just had it in my head. I was gonna say Hollow Knight because I always go back and play Hollow Knight all the time, but Smash Brothers because I dedicated a long time playing in Turtle, which I failed at. So
What was the name of the first band you were ever in?
Jesse the Aviator.
Monarchy.
Death by Sodomy.
Oh god.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Mike and Rob got guitars and I got a bass.
The origin story.
Okay, so I know you guys mentioned, are you all wrestling fans or is it just a couple of you?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I'm more of an old school wrestling fan. I think I stopped following like in the 2000s. I think. I stopped.
I'm a late 90s guy.
Me too.
Okay. Okay.
Late 90s. I still like Jim Cornette's take on the modern stuff, but I mostly just watch stuff from 20 years
Okay. All right. So I'll definitely
ago,
ask you
like
some
everyone.
questions.
Golden
Yeah,
era wrestling.
I was really big into wrestling, I guess. Yeah, like 98, 99, 2000.
That was the best.
Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Of course.
So I'm just gonna ask you, who was your favorite wrestler in that time period, and what was kind of like your favorite story arc?
Oh God. For me, it's hard for me to not say Mick Foley.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like
he's a classic. Yeah,
he's a classic, and just the Hell in the Cell when that happened.
Mm.
You know the one. I don't even.
Yeah.
Have to
Oh
say
yeah. Yeah. You know, if you watch
that
wrestling, you
one.
know.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. After that, I'm just like lovable and tortured. Like,
Tortured soul.
yeah, he just makes me smile. I really like him.
Was huge on The Rock, like when he was
That too.
in like the Nation of Domination, but then just to see the way he could like do a promo later on,
Oh yeah.
he was such a good shit talker.
Oh yeah.
I liked British Bulldog when I was a kid
Mm, okay.
because
Because he threw a trash
because
can
he
at
was
Stephanie McMahon.
no, because he was huge. British Bulldog was so big, and no one else looked like
You know
British.
how tall he was?
No.
5'10".
Are you serious?
He's as tall as you, man.
No,
He
no,
was
no,
fucking-
no. I didn't say tall. I'm saying
I know.
jacked. He was
I
so
know,
fucking
but
enormous.
It's so funny that he was like,
He's my height. Yeah.
yeah, like so many guys were like friggin' 6'5" or
Yeah,
so, and
no,
then he's
British,
just,
dude.
he's just standing
Oh,
there like
He's
this.
so wide.
You know-
but my favorite story arc has got to be the Hogan and Warrior timeline. Just go.
Okay.
That whole thing was amazing.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Story arc. The Rock and Sock connection. That whole era was great.
All right. I'm rewatching 98 to 99, and I'm at the end of 99. And man, when the Stephanie, not the Stephanie, the McMahon Helmsley era started,
Uh-huh.
like it gets so good because like Vince just like storms off TV like, I don't want to fucking breathe the same air as these people.
No.
And like she recounts like all the stuff that he did to her, where it's like, dude, you were gonna marry me off to the Undertaker and sacrifice me. Watching that play out in front of a crowd is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my
it's too
life.
much.
Also, super underrated was Shane McMahon.
Oh, yeah.
Ridiculous.
He took a lot of falls for the family. That's for sure.
For nothing.
For nothing. He didn't need to do any of that.
Yeah.
Well,
What about
he
you?
was the one that- he was the one
What's
that
your
wanted to do
favorite?
him, I think.
I was a big Chris Jericho fan, so I had
Yeah.
the like whole when he first came Y2J and that like the whole countdown thing was kind of it's obviously gimmicky, but
No,
I enjoyed that.
epic fail.
Amazing.
And when
Intro was so.
and I think when The Rock went
long.
heel,
I-
in,
I've, like,
corporate.
I've
that
pitched
was
a couple
cool.
times that I want our step to open with that.
Pretty cool.
No, okay. Yeah, I just remember in one of your interviews, I just found it hilarious when I think the host makes a reference to the 7-year itch, and it has nothing to do with wrestling. And then one of you guys are like, "That was a finishing move for one of the guys in Ravens."
Yeah.
And I just found that was hilarious because it's just like such an obscure wrestling reference, but I knew it as well, and it's just like, okay.
These guys are for me.
Yeah. All right. So if you could collaborate with any other, or just collaborate with any video game composer, who would it be?
Oh, composer. I thought you were gonna say cover. I was gonna say Little V. Little V. No, composer. If I could collaborate
Fat
with
Studios.
a composer, it would be Vert. Absolutely, the Shovel Knight, dude. Shovel Knight composer for sure. He's done so many good soundtracks.
What about Rainbow Dragon Eyes?
Yeah.
Pretty good on that too.
Noobs.
Yeah. Nobuo Uematsu.
Noobo.
All right, so we're kind of in the era of remaking games. So obviously, like Resident Evil 2 remake, amazing game. Final Fantasy 7 remake, amazing. So if you were able to remake any game and you were in charge of the soundtrack, what game would that be?
Zombies Ate My Neighbors
I know.
because we have it already.
We already did it. Yeah. We have the whole soundtrack right in. Absolutely, Maniac Mansion. I would love to see a remake for because the game was ahead of its time, and if they did it now in a more of a Resident Evil way, the game's concept would be amazing.
Oh yeah,
Wouldn't that be awesome?
that would be cool.
If they ditched the old the point and click's fine, but it's way too dated to be taken seriously. So if they made an actual horror game out of Maniac Mansion, that would be freaking fantastic. But yeah, we would do the soundtrack.
Yeah. I always go back to it, but I'd say Chrono Trigger.
Yep.
So how do you feel in regards to video games, just in like the mass, more like pop media? Do you think, especially in terms of music, how do you feel its place in regards like how much recognition it's getting?
Well, I mean, I think it's awesome on one hand, but a part of me is bitter that I was an absolute nerd when I was a kid.
I was just gonna say
now those
that.
same people are
Yeah.
like, oh, I love games.
Yeah. Everybody plays games now, but back
Yeah.
then, when you played games, or if you were caught dead listening to a soundtrack,
Yeah.
then that was like a
Swirlies and noogies for you.
But yeah, that was one of the things at Bach, because
what's Bach?
Bach Toyota. Oh, my old job,
There you go.
Bach Toyota South. My friggin' like 60-year-old manager came in from using the truck once and was like, Mike, what's this fucking robot shit you're listening to? Oh yeah,
Years ago, too.
no, like, it was a while ago, but I think it was the Mega Man 3 soundtrack.
Yeah, always,
And-
right?
And he was like, yeah, whatever this new is fucking sucks. And it's like, dude, that shit's like as old as me.
Yeah.
That guitar sounds like shit.
But I think in pop, I love the fact that video games is such a standard now. I think that's great. Especially, and the video game music is getting a lot more recognition now than I think it ever has.
Kenny Omega, the AEW champion, rocking his video game music is music t-shirt.
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
Dude, his finisher, the one-winged fairy.
Of course it is.
All right, as a band, what would you, when it's all said and
What
done
are you
as a
trying-
band, what's your goal, I guess, and like what's the impact you'd like to leave?
Honestly, as like things to achieve, YouTube numbers is big for me.
Mhm.
Okay.
Obviously, like having a play button would be awesome.
Yeah.
Having a play button,
Never really thought about that before.
and maybe playing E3.
Yeah.
And I feel like I just want to leave an impact of like I want people to hear a video game song and think, oh, it'd be cool if Lame Genie covered this.
Yeah.
To become more of a household name in that
Mhm.
atmosphere of people,
Yeah.
like a Jules or a Little V or any of those people that are kind of on the top. I think the play button would be an interesting thing. I never really thought about that before. But I think being able to not compose, but being able to, like you said, even from a remake standpoint, being able to work on a soundtrack of a remake because they've heard stuff that we've done, anything like that, I think for me would be like a really top level goal to hit. Like whether it's like a new Zombies remake, being able to put the soundtrack in there, or even writing original music for games, I think that would be huge for me. And YouTube numbers, because that's important too.
I just want to play 1,000 shows and meet and drink with everybody because everyone's my friend. I would just be saying the exact same things. It's,
Mhm.
I want to have a really big internet presence because it's important than like playing out kind of these days.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I think
I still like it, but at the
yeah.
same time, it's just people to know about us before they like see us.
I think being able to, like, I think what Jeff said was pretty accurate. Like, we still love playing live because I think we're best live. I think our live show is really it's unique and it's special, and I think that playing a big event to showcase all the work that we put into the live stuff would that's pretty at the top of my thing too. I mean, we played like a Mag Fest, which was amazing, but I think like even on top, like events above me would be really wild. Like an E3 would be crazy, or that cruise, the video game cruise.
I was just thinking as you were talking, I don't think I've ever seen this, but has there ever been live bands at GDQ?
I think we looked into it.
We did, and I don't think there is, because I think we asked maybe a year or two ago, and I don't think either one, we didn't get a response, or two, I don't think that I think Bit Brigade played one, but I think that might have been the last, like, I think it was like a one kind of a thing.
Because they actually had the speedrunner in the band.
That's true. That's good
It's
point.
like, if you think about it, people are listening for like music cues while trying to make frame perfect jumps.
Exactly. Yeah.
It doesn't really play well to music.
I don't think it's a good place for it, but that would be crazy to play
I'd
at
love
GDQ.
to, yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, as long as Blue Glass laughs after
I
we
would
play.
Yeah, things and being able to play. I've always wanted to go just because it would be interesting to just see what the whole event is like as like a whole, rather than just watching it like on a Twitch.
That's what I did at MagFest.
You watched the speedruns the whole time?
Yeah, I think Donkey Kong Country 2.
Yep.
I was sat there for all 50 minutes.
Yeah, we all love speedruns for sure.
All right. So other than the words "do that thing," what are some words you try to live by?
Dude, you're so good. Your research is so crazy. I love it.
Yeah.
The thing, dude.
Do the thing, dude.
The answer is always Taco Bell. That's a good one for me.
I'd go with the 3 I's: intensity, integrity, and intelligence.
What the hell? Where's that from?
Kurt Angle.
Oh no.
What do we need to do tomorrow?
That's a good one.
Oh, that's a really good one.
What are we doing?
What-
What are we doing today? How
what-
about that?
What do you need?
Yeah.
What song do I have to learn in the next 5
Yeah,
minutes?
Or what songs do we have what do we have coming up is a really, really good one.
Or we're just playing it anyway, so just make it look like you're playing it. That's a nice one that happened a couple of times.
That's a great one.
No, because dude, I worked really hard that week.
We show up to do videos. I mean, we do shoot 4 videos at a time. So we'll record like a ton of songs, and then we're usually like 4 videos ahead. So when we record 4 videos, we'll be 4 videos, so that kind of a thing. And Mike showed up a couple weeks ago for the Tulip video that we did. He didn't know it at all. Like, just do it. I was like, well, it'll be fine. Just do it.
There were other ones, but with Tulip in particular, we had to learn some really big songs that week.
I know.
I think Genshin was that week too.
Yeah, it was a very busy week.
And I was putting in like 9 hours a day that week because it was like, I had to finish recording the song.
We
were scheduling to do it 3 days
Our
later.
schedule's pretty tight. Long story short, we recorded Mike's part again on the following Wednesday.
Because it was like to do it. We're not going to film it another time, even though we're not posting it for like a month and a half. And I'm just like, dude, I'll get all the seltzer for like the next few weeks.
I'll give you $30.
I'll bring in 5 cases of seltzer if I can redo that part.
Yeah.
That was my offer.
And we did it.
All right. Can you just let us know where we can find you on social media and maybe some upcoming things? Obviously, with the COVID situation, there aren't really shows going on, but like assuming things get better, what's on the horizon?
YouTube. Spotify is really important to us now. Recently, we've been every song we've done, we posted to Spotify. So we pretty much have like a weekly flow of songs going up on Spotify every single week.
Instagram.
Yeah, Twitter is really important for us, but I think YouTube and Spotify is the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Discord.
Yeah, Discord. That's right.
Our Discord's good for chats.
Yep. This competition. Well, not a competition. We have a contest. So anyone that supports us on Patreon, pick a random Patreon every single month and do whatever they want. So I think we're into month 9 or something of that.
Yeah.
So even if you join Patreon for $1, you still get into the drawing for any song you want. So I mean that's where like I'm trying to think what songs we did. The Tulip was that, and then it was Persona was that.
Ahead on our way. Final
Fantasy 7 we've done a ton. We've done
Castlevania
Symphony of the Night. Yeah, we've done a ton of songs that we probably wouldn't even have done if we didn't start doing that contest. So that's really important to us too.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining me. It was awesome talking to you. It was hilarious and just like talking to a bunch of friends. So I appreciate you guys being here.
Yeah, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
this interview was great, dude. Thanks.
Yeah, your questions and your research. I love it.
I tried.
Dude, the details blown my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Is it all right if I end the show with
What
playing
interview
one of your
was
songs?
the do the thing from?
Was that?
Oh, sorry. I'll answer that first. It was one of your one of your podcast interviews. I think you have like 3 or 4.
Oh, it must have been the Game
And-
Grooves. It was Game Grooves. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll send him the Joey Herbs one.
Don't do it.
Why not? It's funny.
Yeah, thanks, Spence. That was awesome.